In today's video, we are going to discuss about the list. Now, in the previous video, we discussed about there are different type of data structures in Python programming language. We discussed about this in the previous video that there are basically four data structures that we are going to discuss in the Python programming language, and those four data structures were, as you can see in this slide, those four data structures are list, dictionary, tuple, and set. And as you can see, so now in the previous video, I discussed about the tuple. Now I am going to discuss about the data structure called list. Now, what is list? List is a data structure in which the elements or the values that you are assigning to the variable is supposed to be enclosed within a third bracket. Okay, so this is basically a list. Now, in case of list, lists are mutable. In the previous video, you must have seen that tuples are immutable. That means after making the tuple, you are not supposed to change it or you cannot change it. But in case of list, you can change it after making. Even after making the list, you can change it. So suppose I want to create a list and I want to create a list of players. So suppose the players are, and whatever variable, whatever the name of the variable is players, but whatever the values or whatever be the elements that I want to store in the list should be within the third bracket. So let me give the third bracket, and then suppose I am assigning the name of some players like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and suppose Jasprit Bumrah. Now, if I type or if I sorry, I have enclosed in with the first bracket. I have to enclose these values, or I have to enclose these I have to enclose these elements by third bracket. So if I enclose this with third bracket, then it becomes a list. Now, if I want to see the type of the variable players, now at first let me print the players. If I try to print the variable named as players, then and let me run it. As you can see, all the players, name of the players are being given to me, or all the values or all the elements that I have assigned to the variable called players is being given to me. Now, if I want to know the type of the variable, that what type of variable is it? Is it, the data that I have assigned to the variable, what type of data structure is it following? Is it a list? Is it a tuple? Is it a dictionary? Or is it a set? So for that, I have to assign type, and within type I have to give the name of the variable, that is players. So if I give the name of the variables, that is players, and if I run this, as you can see, it is giving me list. That means the type of the data structure is list. So it is also shown here also, you can do it. Now, extracting individual elements from the list. Suppose I want to extract the individual elements from the list. Let me do it from this also. So suppose I want to extract the first element, or the second element, or the third element. Now, in this case of list, you have to always remember that suppose this is a list in which the variable is L1, and we have some elements in the L1, 1, A, 2, 6, 3, and C. Now, I want to assign from 2 to 5. Suppose I want to assign from 2 to 5. Now, in the previous videos also, I have told about this, that in Python programming language, the indexing starts from 0 and then it goes to 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. That means this Virat Kohli is not indexing at 1. The Virat Kohli, index of Virat Kohli will be 0. Index of Rohit Sharma will be 1. Index of Jasprit Bumrah is 2. So, if I want to extract only Rohit Sharma from this list of players, then what can I do? I can just assign the name of the variable, that is players, and then I have to just use a third bracket and I have to give the indexing. So I have to decide, I have to use this third bracket. And if I assign, what is the index of Rohit Sharma? Index of Rohit Sharma is 2. Virat Kohli is indexing at 1. Sorry, Virat Kohli is indexing at 0. Rohit Sharma is indexing at 1. My mistake, I have told it wrong. Virat Kohli is indexing at 0. Rohit Sharma is indexing at 1. Jasprit Bumrah is indexing at 2. So if I have to extract Rohit Sharma from the list, then I have to give the indexing of Rohit Sharma. What is the indexing of Rohit Sharma? That is 1. So I have to just give players, and within the third bracket I have to give the indexing. And if I now run this code, as you can see, Rohit Sharma is being extracted because I have obviously extracted the first element. Now if I want Rohit Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah both extracted from the list, then how can I do it? For that, I have to use the name of the variable at first, that is players, and then I have to use what is the index of Rohit Sharma, that is 2, that is 1, sorry, and what is the indexing of Jasprit Bumrah, that is 2. So I have to just give 1 and then I have to give 2. So that means here Rohit Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah both will be extracted. As you can see, sorry, I feel, yes, that is, I have to give 1 to 3. Now let me run it. Why is it happening? Why should I mean, what is the reason behind giving this 1 to 3? In the Python programming language, it never takes the last value. That means if I am telling that I want 1 to 2, it will not give me the second index positioned data or value or element, whatever you want to call. That means whenever I was assigning 1 to 2, it was only going to give me 1 but not 2. That means 2 is the last element. So it is not going to give me the last element. But in case of whenever I am assigning 3, then the third index. What is the third index? Basically, the third index doesn't exist here, but um this space you can call it the third space. Let me add another name that I can clarify it more. Suppose I am adding another name, that is Jadeja, in this list. Now if I run this, the results will not be changed. Now as you can see, at the zeroth index, we have Virat Kohli. At the first index, we have Rohit Sharma. At the second index, we have Jasprit Bumrah. And at the third index, we have Jadeja. Whenever I am assigning 1 to 3, it is not going to take the third index. Third index is Jadeja, but it is not taking the element called Jadeja. Or it is not taking the value called Jadeja. Why is it not taking? Because it never takes the last element. Python programming language, whenever you try to extract from the data structure, it may be from tuple, it may be from list. I also told this in the previous video in case of list, that whenever you try to extract the last element, I mean the last indexing, that it will never take it. So suppose if I want to extract from 1 to 3, it will never take the third element. If I extract, if I want to, suppose I want to extract from 0 to 2. Now the zeroth index is Virat Kohli and the second index is Jasprit Bumrah. But it will not take the second index. Jasprit Bumrah will not be taken. Only Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma will be taken. You wanna see? Let's see it. So Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma is taken only. So it never takes the last element or last data or last value. So that's how Python programming extraction of the that's what is extracting individual elements from the Python list, changing the element. Now this is the difference of list and um, tuple, that you can't change the element of a tuple but you can change the element from a list. Suppose I want to, let me add something new. Okay, now suppose if I want that in the 0th position I don't want Virat Kohli. In the 0th position, suppose in the 0th position I want another player. Suppose we want Manish Pandey in place of Virat Kohli in the 0th index. I feel maybe some Virat Kohli fans will not be happy, although I am a Virat Kohli fan. So let's not change Virat Kohli. Let's say Jadeja. So what is the indexing of Jadeja? Indexing of Jadeja is basically 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is the index of Jadeja. 0 is the index of Virat Kohli. Rohit Sharma 2 on. Jasprit Bumrah 2. Jadeja is 3. So if I want to change the index of Jadeja, then what can I do? At first, I have to give the index of Jadeja within the third bracket. At first, I am assigning the name of the variable. that is players. Then I am giving the index of Jadeja, that is 3. Then within the third bracket, obviously the index will be given within the third bracket. Then equals to, I have to assign the name that I want to change. Suppose I want Manish Pandey in place of Jadeja, or Pandya in place of Jadeja. So now if I run it, and now if I run these players again, now if I run this players variable again, as you can see, Pandya is being changed in place of Jadeja. So that's how you can change the elements of the of the list. You can change any element of any index. Suppose I want to change the element of this index. So this is basically, suppose I want to change this B. Then I will obviously give that I want to change the, that is basically B is here the fourth index element. That means the index of B is 4. So I will give L1 within the third bracket 4, and whatever value I want to change, I will just give it equal to. So appending a new element and basically popping the last element, that are the things that we are going to learn here. Now, how can you append a new element? So appending a new element is basically easy. For that, we have to just use, suppose I want to append a new element in this list. Then what can I do? Suppose I want to add a new element. Suppose there is a new element or new player that is going to be added in this list. So suppose for that I have to give the name of the variable at first, then I have to give dot, and after dot I have to give append. Append is a code that we will use, append. And let me see, after giving append, you have to just give the name of the variable. I mean, sorry, not the name of the variable, the name of the value or name of the data that you want to change or that you want to add basically in the list. So L1 dot players dot append, and just give the name of the value that you want to add, and within a first bracket you have to give it within a first bracket. So I want to add Ankana, suppose Ankana, I mean Ankan, suppose. And if I run this players variable again, then you can see that it will be added. Ankan is being added to the list. As you can see, Ankan is being added to the list. Similarly, if I want to remove the last element, what can I do? If I want to remove the last element, what can I do? Now for that, we can use a code that is called players.pop. And if you use pop, and suppose I want to remove Ankan, and I want to run these players again. As you can see, sorry, I feel uh, I may have done a mistake here. Sorry, I feel yes, I made a mistake. It, I should not give Ankan here. For popping, it will obviously pop the last element always. So you are not supposed to give any name within the command or within the code. You are just give. You are supposed to give just two brackets. To open, one is open first bracket and another one is closing the first bracket. So that will actually be enough. If you run this now, you can see the last element will be popped out. That means Ankan is being popped out or removed from the list. So that's how you pop a new element, and that's how you basically add element to the list. Now modifying a list. How can you modify a list? Reversing a list is a very important feature. Now how can we actually reverse a list? Let's learn it. So that is basically easy. Suppose I want to reverse this list. I want Pandya at the 0th index, Jasprit Bumrah at the first index, Rohit Sharma at the second index, and Virat Kohli at the third index. What can I do? For that, I can just write, suppose we are here, and for that I can just assign a variable. Suppose players is the name of our variables. Okay, sorry, players. And for doing this, I mean for reversing, you have to just give the command called reverse. And whenever you give this command player.reverse, I feel I am writing it not wrong. Yes, it is okay. Player.reverse. Sorry. Now player.reverse, and you just give double bracket open and bracket close. And now if we print or if we try to give the player's code, name of the variable, and if I run this, you can see what is happening here. I hope. So that's how you can actually change the, or you can reverse the order of the players. If this is not working.